Someone misspelled holding early in crypto world. So now HODL, HODL, as a acronym for people who don't sell their crypto. And that's where I got HODL hands and their diamonds. That's selling. Not selling.
You do. Well, I'll toss it to you. Good seeing you, Eric. Have a great show.
Have a great weekend, Brian Glenn, everyone. All right, folks. 4 o'clock Friday. Markets have closed. Let's take BE market spectrum. Wall Street closed. Dow up 104. Good news. S&P up 13. Good news. Nasdaq up 73. It's been a really, really nice week for that nice bounce back from some of the lower prices that we had seen. And as Brian points out, let's go to some of these other markets. Oil hit $60 a barrel. Listen, we want oil to be lower. We want oil and gasoline to be lower going into the midterm elections in a year from now, because I guarantee you Democrats will use any higher prices as, oh, you complained about Joe Biden's high prices. What about Donald Trump? We got to get that oil down. When oil goes down, gas comes down, fuel comes down, everything comes down. Got to get that thing even lower. Across the board, what else do we have? Gold, 4,230. Just never goes down. And then we talked about that crypto market, 89,000 or so. Be careful. Rough weekends. Weekends have been really rough in the crypto markets. Speaking of gold, silver, great gift this Christmas season. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver. An ounce of silver. This seems like over $50 an ounce already. And going up. Silver goes up even faster than gold has over the last year. Up over 60% this year alone. Gold's up about 50%. Silver, 60%. Smart people diversify and have a hedge against who knows what the heck can happen. That's why I encourage every one of you to buy gold and buy from Birch Gold. I do. I buy it. I've bought it my whole life. Birch Gold is my gold supplier. With the rate cuts from the Fed in 2026, the dollar will be worth less and less. And what happens if the AI bubble bursts? You better be diversified. Let Birch Gold Group help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, actual coins and bars, little bars of gold, real stuff. That's what they buy for you. And for every $5,000 of gold you buy, you'll get an ounce of silver for your stocking or for your kids. What a great way to teach them about saving smartly. Just text America, the word America, to 989898. Claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text America to 989898 today, because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion ends on December 22nd. That's America, America. You better know how to spell that. 989898. All right, let's bring in our first guest. You've been hearing about him all morning so far, all afternoon. Running for Congress, representing Arizona's 5th congressional district, because he says we need good patriots in office that will stand up and fight for American values. Happy to have retired Pinal County Sheriff Mark Lamb with us. Sheriff, good to have you in studio. Appreciate that.
Thanks for having me in. And Brian, thank you for the kind words too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tell us about, tell us about the vacated congressional seat that you're looking at, and tell us where you stand.
Look, these are big shoes to fill. This is CD5. This seat has been held by Andy Biggs, who has been a phenomenal congressman, part of the Freedom Caucus. He's just done a great job. He is now running for governor in the state of Arizona. We need him as the next governor of the state of Arizona. But that leaves that seat open. And so I want to be that unapologetic defender of God, family, freedom, and the Constitution. I think the American people want authentic Americans to serve them, and I think I'm the right candidate for that. We did really well in the Senate race, even though I didn't win. We did really well in that district. A third of it is where I was the sheriff. So we're jumping in this race, and we have President Trump's endorsement, so I hope to be able to get into the foxhole with him out in D.C., and we can solidify some of these good
Forgive me, I don't know who's the likely Democrat to be your opponent.
Nah, there are 5 people I've never heard of. They're going to duke it out on their side. But this is a plus R20 district, so one of the anchor districts, not just for Arizona, but for America. We want to get that anchored down so we can make sure that we win a couple other districts in Arizona.
Are there other Republicans running, conservatives running? And by the way, Trump's endorsement got massive weight behind it. So go ahead.
So we got President Trump's endorsement, the House Freedom Fund. We've got Speaker Johnson, Speaker Scalise. We're doing great work.
TPAction? I'm
TPAction just now.
Did you get that?
Well, let me Turning Point Action today. Thank you guys, by the way. They did phenomenal work. Part of the reason why President Trump did so well in Arizona was he's the best candidate for the job, but because TPAction, TPUSA was doing such great work on the ground, and they really pulled a lot of candidates over. And I'm glad to have them in my corner, because going into this election, you want a group like that. People that are just passionate about this country, they want good candidates in there, and they're willing to fight for it. So I'm honored to have Turning Point Action as well have their endorsements.
That's a huge couple of endorsements right there.
It's
right?
huge.
They're massive.
And we got,
if I'm not mistaken, I believe before he was assassinated, Charlie Kirk endorsed Andy Biggs for governor.
I believe he did as well. And Charlie Kirk and myself and Tyler Boyer, we talked, Tyler Boyer especially, I talked to him a few times along the way. Charlie Kirk, he says, look, Sheriff Lamb needs to be part of this plan in Arizona. And it was very sad. This hurt our family. He's a friend of mine. He's a big role, played a huge role in Arizona and in America, frankly. My son worked and filmed right next to Charlie Kirk for a long time. So it's a huge loss, and I just think we need now more than ever patriots like Charlie who are going to stand up and be unapologetic. That's what Charlie was. He was unapologetic about the things that he believed in, and I think that we need people like that in D.C.
So we're sitting in again, Arizona. My early years into politics 20 years ago, always red. Always going to be a red state. And it's kind of evolved into almost like a Colorado. Like you don't know if it's going to go red or it's a purple. Is it purple or where are the roots and where are we heading? And I can see Andy as governor and you representing Pinal County. Wow, that really turns things back red, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We just need some strong leadership in Arizona. Andy, I think, is going to bring that to the table. It's a red state. We just have happened to lose some very crucial races. We lost the governor's race. And a lot of that was national politics played a huge role in that. I think the national politics are trending in the right direction, contrary. I think affordability is going to come down. I think the economy is going to get better. The border is obviously better. So we've got that President Trump is doing. I think we're going in the right direction. And by next election, the people of Arizona, which there are more than 300,000 more Republicans in Arizona, we've just got to do politics by addition out there and make sure that we capture every vote.
Yeah. Fascinating. Tell us the issues. Now, you talk about the border, and that was a huge issue in 2020, 2024. Less so of an issue because Trump is locking it down.
I think it's still a major issue. Trump is locking it down, but these are executive orders holding it together. What we need is for Congress and Senate now to solidify these with good policies, lock them into place. President Trump has got the ball in the right place. Now we need Congress to lock it in, and I hope to bring some help in D.C. with that. I think that my knowledge of what the border brings and what the immigration is and the law enforcement piece of it, I think that it's needed in Washington, D.C. But President Trump has done the right things. He's done everything right, got the border secured. Now we've got to solidify that with law.
What else? What are the other major issues Arizona faces?
Look, the economy. I'm going to go back to it. Affordability is killing American families. I think that when you talk about border crime is one of them, but affordability is going to be the biggest issue. People want to know that they can pay their rent, they can put food on their table, that things are not going to skyrocket out of control. And I think that we've had to fix a lot of things that Joe Biden's administration really did, and it doesn't happen overnight. These things take time, and I think that President Trump has done some great things. This administration has done some great things. And oftentimes, things get a little bit more prickly before they get better. And I think that we're going to be hitting our stride next year, and I think we'll see a good midterm election.
What are your thoughts on? I agree with you. We talk about this all the time. That the wholesale level of prices have come down under Trump. He's got things cheaper. He's got oil coming down, not as much as we want more. It feels like the retail people have just continued to gouge the American people. So as their costs come down, they continue to charge the retail customers, the mom and pops, everyone on the street. Food, gasoline, rent, clothing, everything, those prices aren't coming down fast enough. I think we just need this whole affordability could be a lot better. Trump's getting it done on the wholesale level. You got to bring it down. But these are national things. Any of the other issues, one of them for you especially is in the world near and dear to my heart, energy. And you guys, Arizona is a major consumer of energy. It's hot. It's hot all the time. Where are you? And where are you on the nuclear alternative to energy?
Well, Arizona, we have very reliable energy because we have the Palo Verde nuclear plant. It is one of the best nuclear plants in the country. I'm a huge believer in nuclear.
Good.
I think we should have never have gotten away from it.
Good.
We've got these those modular nuclear reactors. We need to start getting those in place immediately. When I talk about energy, it takes energy to make a product, to ship a product, to sell a product. And when you have increased costs in energy, like you were talking about the oil price, all that's going to do is eventually affect the price of the goods we're consuming. These big companies, BlackRock, Vanguard, all these other huge companies, they're not looking to reduce the cost for you. So we've got to find ways with energy to get that down.
I'm so happy to hear you embrace nuclear, and I think Trump is starting to play around that area, but there's so many issues, not in my backyard issues. I'll tell you what, not in my backyard. Nuclear power plant, okay, fine. Have you seen these solar farms?
My county is full of them. What happened is they cut our water off. And so all these farmers, look, they still have to turn a profit as well. So they're now leasing their ground to these solar farms, huge solar farms all over the place. We know, look, solar is a source of energy, but it's not the best source of energy. Wind is certainly not. They put these huge windmills up. They look terrible. They produce nothing. They use more energy and oil and probably more destructive to the environment than anything else, which is the irony of it all. But then you get to solar. Solar's good, but how many solar panels do you need to run a place?
They're hideously ugly. And you want to talk about environmental impact, which is allegedly that's what you're putting them up for. These, when they're discarded, they're a mess. These panels, they're massive, they're huge, they're metal, they're rusting, and they're not going to be good for any environmental impact strategy or studies.
As this country grows, we need to make sure that we have reliable energy. That's nuclear. Coal has been great. They've reduced that. You know, Arizona, they've shut some coal plants down in the northern part of Arizona. It's impacted our reservations and a lot of families that live in northern Arizona. We've got the oil industry that they've tried to choke the life out of, which now is starting to come back. We've just got to really put some focus on it because I think that does affect affordability.
Sheriff, energy is your answer to affordability. Just keep pounding the table. Trump 1.0 did that. First thing he did, he came into office, he said all of the above. Remember all of the above energy, drill here, drill baby drill. Trump got oil prices, a barrel of oil. You know what the low price was for that? Negative. It went from 100 to 50 to 20 to 0 and then went negative because there was so much oil, people didn't know what to do with it. So they were paying you to hold their oil. And it's never happened in the history of this country.
And then the last guys come in and they just start giving it away, selling it off, getting rid of our reserves.
They clamp down. You can't drill here. You can't drill there. And also, okay, the supply is going down, prices going up. Stay on that energy.
This is the danger of having people that really don't know. You know, Biden, he's been a government guy his whole entire life. He's never really ran a business. This is the benefit of having a president who understands what running a business is like. I ran a large agency with a large budget. I've been a businessman for a long time. We need people that actually understand how the things work, who's put a name on their checks before, on somebody else's check. And I think we need people that understand law enforcement, crime is a problem, border's a problem. We need people that have actually been there. In this case, the reason why I think I make a great candidate is because I can hit the ground running. I've proven myself in the field. And we need to be able to hit the ground running because we're going to have 2 years with President Trump that we really need to get some things concreted in and make this country better for the trajectory.
Before we go, where was this? You're driving through Florida.
Naples.
Let's take a look at this sign. Do we have a picture of that? Do you have that? Memorial, right? Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway. Tell us about it.
One of the highways in Naples right there. I said, hey, pull this car over. Let's take a picture of this. Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway. This should be in Arizona. Arizona, if you're listening, we need a highway somewhere. But look, I loved seeing that they took the time to honor Charlie Kirk and they named this highway after him. What a beautiful gesture to him and his family and to the work that he did, the patriot that he was. And this had tremendous interaction on social media as well. So Arizona, if you're listening, I know Andy Biggs. When we get him in there as governor, we can work on this.
Man. You give our best to Andy Biggs as well.
Thank you.
He's a good friend of ours for a long time. Been working with him a long time. Sheriff,
Thank
Mark
you.
Lamb, congratulations. Good luck, and we'll be following you. And
we'll see you at AmFest.
I'll see you at AmFest.
All right.
I'll definitely be there. All right, folks, where am I? Which one am I on, guys? Which one am I here? Cam 1. All right. We said thank you. All right. Everyone, we've got some amazing news to kick off your weekend. The Edge, guys, talk to me. What's going on? What are we doing? Break? This one, that one. Okay, there we go. We got something to kick off your weekend. The Edge just hit a huge milestone today. We've officially blown past 7,000 subscribers, and get this, we hit that number almost a month before expected. Unbelievable. I asked for the end of New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Eve, that's what we were aiming for. You guys made it happen early December. Think about that today. How strong this community is, it's amazing. We're growing super fast. So if you're new here or you've been watching and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do it right now. Perfect time to join a winning team. See how far we can push this. Thanks for being part of The Edge. Let's keep it rolling. All you have to do is hit your camera on that little QR code. Little yellow line comes up. Press it. You're subscribed. No charge. Never going to be charged. Never going to market anything to you. Just want to let YouTube know we're exploding 150 times faster than all other new YouTube shows because of you. I thank you for your support. Thank you for watching Rav, the Bolling Show right here. Thank you for hitting subscribe right now. We'll be back 2.5 minutes.